saw God working was just through our student athletes and also through the leaders on our trip. It was just a great opportunity to go down to a foreign country, a place that we've never been before, and to just see God working through us, and then also God working through those that we were working with down there in Emetepec.
One of my favorite things was just being able to spend so much time with the kids, and especially the times that we would get to like sing and dance with them for like an hour. Just being able to build those relationships and just show some of the kids love that you could tell were really craving it and that really wanted the attention.
I had put a couple things in my bag, like t-shirts and toys and things to give to little children, and went on my way and started giving out things to children. And I had a water filter from Sawyer, and I was translating for a lady and giving her the water filter and giving her a few instructions on how to use it. And she was very grateful for the water filter, but the one thing she really wanted was just a toothbrush. And she asked me, "Do you have any toothbrushes you can give me?" And I said, "Ma'am, I'm really sorry. I don't know if you have any toothbrushes. I didn't see any. I definitely didn't put one in my bag, but I will definitely look for a toothbrush for you." And I continued on my way, emptying my bag, giving out more shirts and more toys and stuffed animals to children. And I go in my bag to give one child the stuffed animal, and I pull it out, and I give him the stuffed animal, and I see there in my bag was a toothbrush that someone had placed in my bag. I had no idea how it got in there at all. And as soon as I see this, my face lights up, and I go, "Oh, there's a toothbrush. I need to go run and give this to the woman." And I go to her house, and she's still sitting in there, and I said, "Ma'am, I found a toothbrush for you." And I go in my bag and I give it to her, and when she receives it, she's like, "A toothbrush!" And she's just so happy, and her face lights up. And I know it was just the Lord's work that the toothbrush was in my bag.
One way that I saw God at work in my life on the trip is I was challenged to think about the talents I've been given in a different way. In the past I've thought of like I have some talents that I can use for ministry and some talents that I can use, you know, for other things. And I think the Aroma trip to Mexico really challenged me to think of my athletic talents and a whole host of other talents that God has given me as tools for ministry as well. That all the talents I've been given are something I can use for God.
I'll never forget seeing how God moved in these two groups, this English-speaking group of American wrestlers and the Spanish-speaking group of Dominican wrestlers. And I'm, really just amazing to see God at work in their lives and in our lives.
One of my favorite parts was getting to go to one of the prisons there. We had time to play soccer and just hang out with a couple of the male prisoners. They were aged 18 to 22. And at first they came in and they were all chained together in this long line, and it was really terrifying seeing them all walk in. And we just took a moment and just kind of prayed for peace, and then we just hung out with them and we played some pickup soccer and 4v4, and it was amazing to be able to have a chance to share both the love of the game with them and be able to share how much we love God. And I know they had a huge impact on me.
The unique aspect of being able to give the water filters just kind of added just a really cool dynamic to the trip. Like, we would go places with our filters and kind of set them up, and we would just find the dirtiest, nastiest water, just like stuff that looked like chocolate milk. You know, all the kids would just like see that and just be like, ugh, like gross. And we would pour it into the filter, and out would come this like clean, crystal clear bottle like water, and the kids would just be amazed, and everyone that saw it would just be like amazed. And, to see the looks on their faces and see what those filters could bring for those people was just incredible, and the gratitude that they showed for that was sweet.
You said, ask and you will receive whatever you need. You said, pray and I'll hear from heaven, and I'll heal your land. I'll heal your land. You said, your glory will fill the earth like water the seas. You said, lift up your eyes, the harvest is here, the kingdom is near. You said, ask and I'll give the nations to you. Oh Lord, that's the cry of my heart.
Coming back to the U.S., that's something that we want to keep doing as a team, just completely overflow with love and so that people notice.
You said, ask and you will receive whatever you need. You said, pray and I'll hear from heaven, and I'll heal your land. I'll heal your land.
Impacted me was just getting the opportunity to play the teams in Costa Rica. It was awesome to meet them on the field and battle it out for 90 minutes, but the greatest part was being able to meet with them afterwards. We had an opportunity to get both teams together, and we prayed, and a couple girls got to share their personal testimony. And it was just so cool to first connect with them on the field and share how much we love to play soccer, but then to be able to connect with them to share our love of Jesus, which was ultimately the real reason why we went to Costa Rica.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name, sing like never before, oh my soul, worship Your holy name. You're rich in love and You're slow to anger. Your name is great and Your heart is kind. For all Your goodness keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. So bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. Bless You, Lord.
A bunch of our teammates, including myself, had never been on a mission trip before, so this was really our first time of ministry. And I know myself, I was feeling a little bit unsure of what to expect and how to handle myself in the situation. But when we pulled up on the bus and our bus driver honked the horn and kids just came running, it was really cool for me to see God just work through myself and the rest of my teammates as we just got off the bus and just loved on the kids.
On that day when my strength is failing, the end draws near and my time has come. There's a fight between my heart and soul. When my pride tries to take control, it's hard to see what I was meant to be.
The experience that was the most humbling was one day that we spent an entire day at the farm where they opened up their house for about 24 people to stay, and we just decided one day that we were going to do work for them. End of it, like, I remember just sitting there and like coming to the realization, like, this is what they do every day. Like, this is what Don Tony and Donna Rosa and the boys that would stay at their house did. Like, they do this and they don't say this is super hard. They use it as their vision.
Only you can see my destiny, and only you can be the strength I need. 'Cause my life is yours, God. So goodbye to pride and bitterness. I'm gonna live out my purpose. 'Cause your life has shown me how to raise a banner of love up high in your city streets. One hope for all the world to see.
So as I got home, I started showing pictures to my family and my kids, especially my one daughter. I said, Mom, look at them. They look so happy and they have so little. They don't have shoes. We need to get them shoes. And so she took that experience and has run with it, really. For her birthday party, she asked all of her friends, instead of bringing gifts, to bring shoes. And we have this huge box of shoes now that we're getting ready to send back to sorority to share with the people there. So I'm excited to see how this experience that I was able to have, that God lined up for me to go to Uganda, has shaped into this experience that will impact not only my life but my children and hopefully other generations to come.
One hope for all the world to see. Be my banner of love. This love is a burning flame. One voice crying out your name. You're my banner of love. Jesus, you're my banner of love.
The experience was being able to play soccer with the girls in the Divine Stars, because I not played soccer since I was about 7, and before we went on the trip I was kind of thinking to myself, like, how am I going to be able to connect with these girls through soccer when, you know, something that's kind of foreign to me too. But I think that it was really fun just being able to form relationships with the girls on the team and being able to play with them and laugh and, you know, share our love for sports and for God. So.
What if there's a bigger picture? What if I'm missing out? What if there's a greater purpose I could be living right now?
And I really believe that for myself, and I know this is true for those that went on the trip as well. Coming back, that's something we're never going to forget. It's going to be something that's very close in our hearts for the rest of our lives.
Looked out my window, I saw cardboard signs that helped this homeless widow. And just above that sign was the face of a human. I thought to myself, God, what have I been doing?
The part that impacted me the most probably was when we went to an inner city school. It was an after school program in like a really bad part of the city, and we did like a field day with them, but they were just so loving and they were so happy to see us. Like we walked in and we couldn't even put our books down before they jumped on us, and they're just really excited for us to be there. And something that I learned from that was that we didn't have to be in Panama in order to make a difference in those kids' lives. Like, you don't have to go to a different country in order to be a missionary. You don't have to go or leave the United States in order to like make a difference in a child's life. You can do that in whatever city you're in, whatever state you're in. You can do God's work anywhere. So that was something that I learned.
Break my heart for what breaks yours. Give me open hands and open doors. Put your light in my eyes and let me